Shalom, shalom, shalom. Officer Ehud Bunya Sharala, Battle Axes of the Most High, coming to you with another Fervent Friday. Pray all of you guys were able to dodge all the Christmas calamity from your families. All right. We had a great interaction. We went on street teach yesterday, so had a great interaction. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you, Sister Barbie. Shalom, Brother Thab. Shalom, King Asher. See you. This week's class is keeping the commandments that the heathen hate. The heathen hate the commandments, but it was all on the little group chat yesterday when we went live, man. They're like roaches in an old house. Started coming out with all types of foolishness. And when you ask them if they kept Christmas, they wouldn't answer that. But they're going to try and tell you about the Bible. That's the foolishness right there. Let me pull up my secondary screen. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get on into this class. Okay. Baba Kusha, everybody hit that like as y'all come on in. All right. So again, name of this week's lesson is keeping the commandments that the heathen hate. Shalom, shalom, Akbar Daniel. Good to see you, sis. All right. All right, we're going to start out in the book of Isaiah, chapter 41. We'll go to verse 10, because the Most High is with us if we keep the commandments, while we're keeping the commandments, as we kept the commandments. Right? Shalom, Yapa, Tazalaya, Hariba. All right. All right, so we have to make sure that we have our mind right when it comes to dealing with the Most High. Because he's a man of war, right? And his children aren't cowards. We're not afraid of anything. But the only thing we should fear is judgment for being transgressors of the law that the Most High has given us, right? All right, so let's get it started. The book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, and I will strengthen thee. Now notice, he didn't say God of the whole world. He didn't say everybody's God, right? He was only speaking in regards to the children of Israel, right? When Isaiah went out, when Jeremiah went out, none of them were out teaching salvation or any of those things that wasn't even implemented yet. These prophets were speaking to the children of Israel. When Christ came back for the lost sheep of the house of Israel who had been scattered to the four corners of the earth, right? But the main thing that we started out with, right, is fear not. Because you can't have fear if you're operating in full-fledged faith. I'll say it again. You cannot have fear if you're going to operate in full-fledged faith, right? Again, it says, I am with thee. That's why he said, fear not. We see what happened. Daniel and the lion did. The three holy children in the furnace, right? All the different scenarios where our people would be afraid. The Most High is saying, no, I'm with thee. Don't be dismayed, for I am thy God. He didn't say, I'm the God of the world. I'm the God of everybody, right? They have their own gods and don't hear them, right? It says, I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the hand of my righteousness, right? With the right hand of my righteousness. They already blocking us from saying shalom to one another. If I tell you Esau, that's just 10,000 more lashes, bro. Just 10,000 more lashes. Because we have to look what the scripture's saying. So if he's saying fear not, be dismayed, where did we hear this before Isaiah quoted this, right? Let's go to the book of Joshua, right? So Joshua was told to fear not as well, because he had to step in for Moses. Some big shoes to fill, right? Joshua 10 and 25. It says, and Joshua said unto them, the people, right? He says, fear not, nor be dismayed, be strong and of good courage, for thus shall the Lord do to all your enemies against whom ye fight, right? So again, we're being told not to fear. And this is where your faith comes in, right? And this is what they are hating that the Israelites are now awakened and making the choice to keep the commandments versus keeping the commandments of men or of this nation or the location that they reside in, right? So it says, fear not, because the Most High is going to basically deal with our enemies, in which we have the issue with and who we fight with, right? So Joshua had to give that exhortation to the men of Israel, right? And basically let them know, hey, we're going to put our foot on their neck. But we're going to do that again by keeping these commandments, by doing thus say the Lord, right? By giving him our full, undivided attention as well as allegiance. We need to be in full allegiance to the Lord. If we're going to tell him we're going to do something, we need to stand on that, right? We need to stand on that. Well, I'm a monster. I'm scared. That's cool. You should be afraid because of what the Most High is going to bring to you, right? He's going to uphold the children of Israel with his right hand of righteousness, right? Right across your face. Let's go to Psalm 63 and 8, right? Shalom, Ramonical Aid. But a lot of these heathens are going to have to get smacked down by the Lord and by Yahweh. They're going to enjoy and we're going to be sitting right there watching it. Like, ooh, make your hair spin. Slap your eyes out of your head like dice as they roll on the ground and squash them. Because they've painted an image of Christ that does not exist, right? But let's get that precept in regards to where the scripture said, I will uphold thee with the right hand of righteousness. Let's go over to Psalm 63 and 8, right? And it reads, well, matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, my soul followeth hard after thee, right? My right hand upholdeth me. The right hand that upholds us is Christ. He's the one that sits on the right hand of the Father, right? He's the one that actually upholds us feeling weak, right? Verse 9, but those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into lower parts of the earth. So cocktail die. You get ready for that lower part of the earth. 6 feet, right? Because guess what? Verse 10 says, they shall fall by the sword, portion for the foxes. It says, but the king shall rejoice in God. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. So the lies that you're speaking, you will be stopped, right? Let's say they keep saying, we're going to do this. We're going to bring in the National Guard. We're going to bring in the armed forces. We're going to stop whatever this is inbound to the earth when Christ returns, right? That's why they try to build these little satellite stations and all of these different things to see what's coming. You're not going to be able to stop Christ now. It's going to be quicker than the little cartoon that got Dragon Ball Z. It's going to be like a teleport. Boom, we here. Now what? A lot of people aren't prepared to deal with that. Romans 8 and 31. It says, what shall we say then? Slakia, what shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Right? It says, he that spared not his own son, right? Because they're going to tell you that Christ is God, right? And they're going to tell you, well, Paul said this. Well, Paul just said right here, he that spared not his own son. So if Paul knew that Christ was God, as Christianity teaches us, right? Why did he just say that he spared not his own son? Because Paul never said what they assumed, right? He says, but delivered him up for us all. How shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifieth. All right. And again, Paul was speaking to other Israelites that were in Rome at this time. It was against the law. Why do you think Paul was sent into prison so many times? They forget that. How many times Paul has gone into prison, been persecuted, gone through all of these different things. You know why they ignore that? Because it would poke holes in their theory that Paul wasn't only talking to the Israelites. That's what would happen. That would be the main common denominator. Oh, okay, Paul was only talking to the Israelites, right? Yeah, they're super prideful. They're super prideful, but it's okay because guess what? The prophets have already showed us what we need to believe and have faith in and stand on when it comes to these prideful things. Because, like again, if God be for us, who can be against us? They don't realize that because guess what? They don't have a God that's going to fight for them because right now they're living lavishly, right? A red-skinned man can get out the car and confront another red-skinned police officer and he won't even put his hand on his weapon. He'll sit there and talk him down. Do you know who I am? My taxes pay your salary. Let one of us get out the car and say that. They're going to open fire. And then slide a little pistol that they done probably took off of somebody and slide it right there. Say, yeah, go to firearm right here. Because a dead man can't tell no tales. You see what I'm saying? Isaiah 54:7. It says, for it, am I looking at that right one? What's that, 59? Hold on. Once I'm out of it, wrote the wrong precept. Salakia. It's supposed to be no weapon formed against shall prosper. That's 17. I didn't put my 1 on there. So that's 54:17. The book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Now you're going to be like, well, everybody's a servant of the Lord, right? No, let's get the proof that shows who the servants are, right? I can go with Isaiah 44. I can go Isaiah 45. I can go with 2 Ezra 2:1. Let me see. What? I'm going to go with 2 Ezra, the book of 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 1. Thus say the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage. Who did he bring out of bondage? Everybody? No, only the Israelites. Gotcha, right? And I gave them my commandments by my servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsel. Who did that? Israel did, right? Israel did that. They couldn't give them to anybody else because guess what? Everybody else had their own deities in which they worship, right? That's where they look at it. They say, well, it can't be. Well, when we go to Isaiah 44:1, it says, yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Why didn't he choose the whole world? You know why? Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee in the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jezreel, whom I have chosen. Again, the Lord is only going to help his people. They don't have to like it, but they have to deal with it. That's the reason why so many people don't believe, and the Most High knows his people is going to believe him versus them. God, we're his elect. I mean, we can go to each and every servant precept, and they still not going to like it. Well, I tell you, it's okay, because I'm more or less looking at, I'm going to keep the commandments that the heathen hate. They hate those commandments. They hate the fact that Israelites say, I'm not keeping Christmas, right? They hate that. The reason why they hate that is because now that revenue that we were bringing in is now halted, right? Christmas going on yesterday, I forgot it was Christmas. You know why? I went outside, I ain't see no kids running around. I didn't hear no kids, right? Christmas has now been completely watered down. Christmas is like greater value. Like you go to Walmart, you can get the Jimmy Dean turkey sausage, right? Got all the flavor that you like, or you can get the great value turkey sausage. Don't got all the flavor you want. You might have to add some flavor to it. It might taste a little rubbery in regards to the Jimmy Dean, right? But that's what their holidays are coming to. Their Thanksgiving, lackluster. Everyone's complaining, oh, Thanksgiving ain't the same no more. Good. All praises. You shouldn't be keeping it in the first place. Should have kept New Moon. Should have kept dedications. Should have kept tabernacle, right? But don't worry, the Most High is going to put it to where you have no choice but to keep that, right? But see, the thing is everyone thinks that it's possible to serve the Most High the way that they want to, right? They can just do it however, oh, the Lord know my heart. I can just serve him like I want to. Okay. But you gotta look at it. Christ did everything that the Most High asked him to do and more. Got up on the cross, let him sock on him, everything, right? But here you are, a straight sinner. You smoking cigarettes, you drinking to get drunk, you being a whore or whoremonger, right? Disobedient children, disobedient child, but yet the Lord's going to hear you and do what you say do? I doubt it. And the scriptures show, right? Hebrews 11:6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him, right? Khan, shalom, brother or sister prejudgment, right? Good to see you, right? Hit that like as y'all come on in. We want to shake this algorithm, man, because they're doing silly things like blocking a brother or sister from saying shalom to one another in the chat, or even greeting. So you know Esau's up to no good with his algorithm, right? So we got to get them likes up, so that way more and more people can be brought to the attention of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, right? But back to the scripture, Hebrews 11:6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, right? And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So again, a lot of people don't really kind of get what that means, right? But verse 7 will explain. It says, by faith, Noah being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he commended the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Right? You keep ain't no problem. You can't stop. No weapons formed against Israel shall prosper. This is why we have to do thus said the Lord, right? Look at King Asher said Khan, right? And guess what? It got to be up for review just because he said Khan. That's crazy, right? But again, that's 10,000. Every time they block a Khan or a Shalom, that's going to be 10,000 more lashes, right? You keep blocking because we're gonna keep beating, right? That's why we have to be diligently seeking the Lord, right? Because a lot of times you'll get Israelites that say, "Hey, I didn't get the I didn't get the Shalom letter, D4J, right? Sometimes people say, I didn't get the notifications, right? I didn't see anything in regards to you guys posting up, right? They gonna know. They try to block everything, but then they'll say we ain't got no problem with y'all. What y'all blocking for? What y'all blocking for, right? And we appreciate the love, Sister Netta, right? We appreciate the love. And make sure nobody done slid you some money to make for Christmas here. Don't say nothing. Because they look, no matter if you accept it the 23rd, the 29th, the 31st, the first of the year, it's still for the same thing, right? It's still for the same thing. They'll do that. They'll say, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you something. They'll tell you that in November, right? I know you don't keep Christmas, but I got you. You tell them, hey, give me something for Hanukkah. It's 8 days. You're supposed to get 8 gifts. They ain't going to do all that. No, well, I can't do that. Okay, well, just give me 1 gift. If that's what you want to do. If not, well, I don't need no gift. Life is a gift. Keeping the commandments is another gift. Being able to be obedient to the Lord, that's another gift, right? Living without pain, living without fear. All of these are gifts, right? All of these are gifts. Sirach 18 and 14, right? Because we got to look at those who diligently seek him, because that's what we have to do. We have to diligently seek him. We have to level up our faith to the point where it infuriates our adversaries, right? The book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 14, it says, he hath mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgments. My son, blemish not thy good deeds, neither use uncomfortable words when thou givest anything. This is wisdom that we're supposed to be operating in. Because again, we have to diligently seek after his judgments, after his commandments, after his statutes, after his laws. Because without that, it's impossible to please the Lord. You can sit there and sing as many songs as you want. Lord don't care about none of that. He don't care about any of that, right? God, that's a great precept, King Asher. That's a very mighty precept, right? Go to 1 Chronicles chapter 16, right? Like I said, this ain't a super long class. We get straight to the point in regards to it. Because sometimes you need those pick-me-up classes. We done beat you up with all, you see all this Christmas stuff? Hey, praying for a blackout, right? Most I got the Edomites going at one another over Christmas lights. All praises. Keep that. Turn that up, Lord. The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 11. What do we have to do? Seek the Lord in his strength. Seek his face continually. Remember his marvelous works that he have done, his wonders, and his judgments of his mouth. O ye seed of Israel, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones, right? So again, when you look at who's the servants of the Lord, when you look at who was given the commandments of the Lord, who Paul was talking to, they try to change it up. Oh, well, everyone's a servant. Right there, I just told you who the servant is. Oh, ye seed of Israel, his servant, right? That's a precept that you can write down for servant. So when they try to flip the little script and use the schematics, pull that out on them. Read down a little bit on them, see how they feel, right? Because when those scriptures get to cutting, then that's when they get to running. Trust me, they get to running. I don't want to argue with you because you're seeking his face continually. He's increasing what you understand and what you comprehend and what you can recall of his scriptures. And now you're speaking confidently. That gets them really upset. That gets them really upset, right? They get super flustered, right? Go over to Barak chapter 4 and 28, right? Or Baruch, right? The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 28. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So if you've fallen short, right? Hey, you've done something that was displeasing to the Lord. Now you got to come back and go 10 times harder. This is the reason why when most people run into an Israelite that's in their 10 times harder stage, it makes them uncomfortable because they feel like, oh, y'all doing too much. Y'all, it's too much. No, because that person realized I fell short. I got to come back and do this 10 times harder. I got to go 10 times harder warning my people, informing my people, right? Exalting my people, trying to get them off of the sin. They got that sin syringe in their arm. They shooting up, right? Because guess what? When they shoot up on them drugs, it feel good to them. And when they come down, that's what the problem is. Right there. You come down off that sin, oh, I shouldn't have did that. Congratulations. Now you got a baby mama. Congratulations. Now you got a baby daddy who don't want to be there. Right? Congratulations. Now you got something you can't get rid of. Right? And those are simple sins. Right? We got to seek him 10 times harder. You know why? Go to Psalms 34:19. Show you why you got to seek the Lord 10 times harder. Because it's not going to get any easier being an Israelite. No different than calling yourself, I'm just a black man. I'm just an African American. Being an Israelite, all you're doing is basically saying, I'm not going to allow you to put me into a box that I don't belong in. The Most High gave me this name. You want it that bad to where you won't even let me have it. You'll make me feel some kind of way about me agreeing that that's what I am, right? Psalms 34:19. It says, many are afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of all of them, right? We have to look at who's going through the afflictions, right? Shalom, shalom, you call. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. Right? It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of all. This is where your faith on keeping those commandments, and you already know I can't get no revenge, but the Lord will have that vengeance. That's why a lot of times it's just like, all right, bet, you got that. And the next thing you know, the Lord got them in a chokehold. You're like, that's what you get. All praises, right? All praises. Let's see if I got a precept to go with that last one. I have a precept. Keep it going, keep it going. Well, you know what? I do got a precept in regards to many are affliction. Go to Isaiah 63:9. Almost forgot about that one. I pray all of y'all are having a blessed day of preparation, right? And guess what? We made it through another holiday. That's one of their national holidays. We ain't got to worry about, oh, wait, next week is their so-called New Year's, right? But I tell you, New Year's in the middle of the dead of winter makes no sense. People snowed in, but it's New Year, okay? Say what you want. You saw just his lies are starting to melt. He's running out of room, man. You're gonna get desperate. Isaiah 63:9. It says, in all their affliction, he was afflicted, and the angel of his presence saved him. Salakia. In his love and in his pity, he redeemed them, and he bare them and carried them all the days of old. He has to carry us. We are his children, right? We his babies. We're the Lord's babies, man. And if we're not doing thus say the Lord, you're going to be out there naked and ashamed. And there's no reason to do that because his pity redeemed us, the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, the children of Israel, and no other. That's a blessing in itself. right? That's why he says, the angel of his presence saved them in his love, and in his pity he redeemed them. Who the them? Luke 1:68. Book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. It says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel. You don't hear them talking about nobody else, right? It says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he have visited and redeemed his people. You can also precept that with Psalms 107 in verse 2, right? He has to redeem us. We are his people. Because again and again and again, how many times does he have to tell the world who he's here for? People don't like it. That's the reason why they try to write new Bibles. It's the reason why they try to keep on giving a different account, trying to change up the Bible. That's not going to stop what we already got, right? Go to the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. Because we want to know what the Lord is, right? Who is he with? Is he with the whole world or just his people, right? The book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. I don't know about you, right? But I know at the end of the day, these Edomites want us to be ashamed. They want us to be ashamed of who we are, and where we came from, and where we're trying to go. Oh, you got those funny things on your shirt. Oh, you always got your hair covered up. You must be ain't got no money to go to the hair salon. They put all those spirits out there, all those pretenses, right? In regards to it. Isaiah 54:4, right? It says, fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded. No, we're not going to be confounded. No, these are to remind me to keep the commandments. No, that's just his hair is covered to show reverence to the Most High, show respect. But a people that don't respect the Lord, like a heathen, right? They hate that. Why she got to have her hair covered? Was she Muslim? People wasn't covering their hair before the Muslims showed up? No, a lot of these heathen are base men, as it says. They don't have any idea of what they're talking about. And that's 99% of the time, right? That's why the scriptures say the world was given into the hand of the wicked. Every time you turn on the news or you listen to a talking point when they're out here talking, right? Just like, what's his name? Like Charlie, right? Just like him, he has so many negative talking points. Guess what? The Most High said, that's enough of that. Finger snap. Now you're out of there. Now we don't worry about that no more. Now who's going to be the next to step up and try and fight against the Most High God, right? You're going to get the same result each and every time, right? That's why it says we're not going to be neither confounded or ashamed. Thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shall not remember the reproach of my widowhood anymore. This is something we're fighting for. This is something that we will have, right? I don't know if y'all seen that video with the Amazon delivery driver, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen that video with the Amazon delivery driver, and he had the sock on that Edomite that was on the bike, right? Because at the end of the day, they be thinking that they real tough, right? Until they get them knuckles to the nose, right? Yeah. He was out there. He said, look, I say my whole name. I'm not ashamed of any of that. And what happened? Now here come the Edomites out the bushes, around the corner, holding the phone, right? Oh, we're going to call the police. He said, call them. You're going to lose your job. I don't care about the job. It was infuriating them that he had so much confidence in knowing what he did was right. That's the same level of confidence that I wish our people would present when it came to doing thus said the Lord. That's the fear of Esau. If he doesn't fully understand that he's an Israelite, keeping the commandments, and he's willing to go that far and not have any cares or fears of what the repercussions will be, then imagine him keeping those laws and those feast days, diligently searching, doing thus say the Lord, right? It'll be even worse. And he told him, he said, I had to whoop you. You spit on me, bro. That's it's like getting the biggest form of disrespect is spitting on somebody. So he spit on him, and guess what? He had to turn on his water fountain for him. Gave him straight whoopings, right? And told Buddy, you might as well get off around here. And what they gonna do? Oh, well, you're gonna be in trouble. He said, call. He kept saying, call the police, bro. Call who you gotta call. He says, I got proof right here that he did what he did. And this is the problem. Esau likes to show up. Do you live here? Do you live around here? I've never seen you before, right? And I've seen videos of people doing that. They just waiting in the lobby for an Edomite. Hey, what's your name, buddy? Do you live here? Are you supposed to be here? Are you supposed to be in this area? Right? And he went and let the guy close the elevator. And he was like, you get out of my face. I don't care about none of that tough talk you're trying to do. Are you supposed to be here, yes or no? And the dude didn't want to deal with that. Then he caught what's the name? A Sheedomite coming in. Question her. Well, I've been here longer than you. She says, I've never seen you before. I've been here 4 years. They don't like that. But yet they do that. Go down to the pool. Hey, you supposed to be here? Catch them fixing their tire, put something in the trunk. Hey, is this your parking spot? You sure? Never seen you park here before. You start doing that to them. Hey, seen your dog poop over there. I ain't see you pick that up. You gonna go back and pick that up? Yeah, you know what? Let me take a picture of you and this dog. And if I don't see it, I'm going to the front office. You start doing that, oh yeah, they're not gonna like that. They're not gonna like it, right? But there's one thing that I want to leave y'all with on this class, right? There's one thing I want to leave y'all with. And y'all stand on this. 1 Maccabees chapter 4. Like I said, it wasn't a super long class. Now we need those classes to get you refurbished, right? The book of Maccabees, 1 Maccabees, right? And we in that mean season. So they got to know that we mean business. 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 11. It says, so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel. They need to know that because a lot of them don't know that, right? They don't know that. They don't understand that. They don't realize what they did to us, what they did to the temple of the Lord. They don't understand they got to pay for that. They get it. It's funny. You start smirking. You think you're the Israelite? You think you're God's chosen people? Where is he now? That's the same thing they said when we was in captivity. They statements don't change. They're overly prideful. These Edomites are overly prideful, right? They have no cares, right? But you got to take this into consideration. They don't have one who's going to deliver and save them. There's one that's going to come to deliver judgment on our behalf, and I can't wait. I cannot wait, right? And I pray that I've done enough to please the Lord and appease to getting into the kingdom so I can have a front row seat as Yahushua slice and dice with his many leagues of angels, right? That I'm able to learn at the feet of Yahushua in the wilderness. And that I'm worthy to walk through the gate of whichever tribe, because I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. I could get up there and say, hey, well, no, actually, you're from the tribe of Naphtali, or you're from the tribe of Asher, or you're from the tribe of Levi, right? Okay, no problem. We'll go right on in. Thus said the Lord, right? Because these are things we need to be happy about, excited about, looking forward to, right? A lot of people look forward from retirement of working I look forward from retirement from captivity. That's what I look forward to. The retirement of captivity, to where I can say, hey, all praises, right? All praises. I made it, right? They made it. She made it. Good to see you, right? Because at the end of the day, boy, Lord knows the way that they do us, man. It's out of control. It's out of control. I'm Officer Ehud Benaniyah Sharada, the Battle Axes of the Most High. This has been another Fervent Friday. I'm going to go ahead and grab the law. We say here at the Battle Axes, we do say keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So I'm going to grab a law. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a simple law. Real simple law, because faith in keeping the Most High's commandments that the heathen hate starts out with just this right here, right? The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38, right? Speak to the children of Israel, right? And it says speak to the whole world. Speak to the children of Israel and bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the border a ribbon of blue, and that shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, of which ye used to go a whoring, right? That ye may remember to do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God, and I am the Lord your God. Kahala Yahweh Bahashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yasharala, Barakatah Akim Wa'akwakim Shemai Baha Chat. I want to bid you guys a blessed day of preparation. All praise to the Father. I pray that you were edified by this brief lesson, as I was as well. I bid you all a shalom. Tune in this evening for one of the mighty officers, either Rasatakia or Officer Don, and they will be bringing in First Works Friday. All right. Shalom.